Hey friends, hope all is well. As all of us know, in today's tech world, everyone is rushing to move their systems and applications to the cloud to cut some cost on maintenance, operation, staff, and security. However, many are surprised by high cloud bills, leading some back to on-premises operations. The common issue? Many companies dive into the cloud without any planning or following expertise best practices, which leads to disorganization and unexpected results. As a passionate Terraform user, as you guys can see from my hashcup user group swag, I was doing some research about what we can do, because there's a big community that uses Terraform to build up their cloud infrastructure, whether it's Microsoft Azure, Amazon Web Services, Google Cloud, and much more. But even if you're using Terraform to manage your cloud infrastructure more efficiently, these problems can still arise. And as a DevOps folks, we always tackle with these problems head on. Let's imagine that we're setting and managing our infrastructure with Terraform no matter which cloud it is, and our bosses are asking about how much it's gonna cost, can you please monitor it before you deploy it? But what if I told you that you can predict your cost before deploying any infrastructure? Wouldn't that be amazing? Yes, that would, right? So upon my exploration, upon my researches, I found a tool called InfraCost, which basically has free version as well as the enterprise version. I played around it and it's really good. I really like it and I would be happy to share it with you guys. Let's do a quick demonstration about it and see what do you guys think. By the way, this video doesn't contain any sponsorship. It's all from my heart. We're gonna follow up with the article that I wrote about this project before. You can see the article link in the description below. Let's start. First of all, you need to install the InfraCost in your operating system of your choice. Right now I'm using macOS, so I can easily install it by doing brew install InfraCost. But if you're using another operating system, please refer to this link in my article, which will lead you to the installation guidance and you can install the tool easily. After you install it, you can check your version. If there's any update, you can update the version. And the next step will be authenticating, right? If you're using CLI, you can easily do InfraCost auth login to start logging, and you need some sort of API key to make the connection between your Azure DevOps as well as to the InfraCost tool, right? So this can be done in two ways, CLI and InfraCost UI. You can retrieve the API key by CLI by doing InfraCost configure get API key, or if you want to do it from UI, you can go to the InfraCost website and you can click on organization settings, which I will go here. I'm going to log into my system real quick. And as you guys can see, I go to my organization page and you can see my organization. I go to API tokens. Right now, currently, I do have an CLI token, which I already created. But if you wanna create a new one, you can regenerate from here, or you will have create button here, which will create the API token, so you can save it. The second step will be integration of the InfraCost tool with the Azure DevOps. As you know, Azure DevOps has a marketplace for the tasks that we're going to use in the pipelines, and InfraCost task is one of them. You can install this from the Azure DevOps marketplace, and we are ready to implement it in our pipeline. The third step of our project is configuring an InfraCost stage in our pipeline. In our pipeline, we have a single stage which have multiple tasks under it. So the first task is obviously installing the InfraCost CLI in our pipeline agents, which will do all of the operations. We are utilizing InfraCost setup at two tasks with inputs of API key, version, and currency. As we need to make some sort of connection between our agents to the InfraCost tool, we need to use API key that we retrieved at the beginning of the project. And please keep this API key secured in your pipeline variable, or you can secure it in the vault of your choice, but please do not hard code it in the pipeline code itself. The next thing is you are using version. I'm using 0.10 If there's a newer version, please use to do so. And we are selecting our currency of choice, which is Canadian dollars for me, as I'm in Canada. The next step is cloning the base branch of the pull request, i.e. this is your main or master branch, into a temp directory, right? So we are using bash task, which will clone our main or master branch into a temporary directory. I'm using path token here to make the authentication so my agent can pull my repository in its operating system. But you can use predefined variables such as system access token in your pipeline to secure it more. And the next step is generating an InfraCost cost estimate baseline, which means that we are going to temporary directory that we cloned our pull request, which is main branch in, and we are going to utilize InfraCost breakdown command, which will go to that path, format the JSON, and it's gonna output the file as a JSON format. We named it InfraCost base, which will generate InfraCost estimate baseline file. The next thing that we need to do is basically we need to generate the InfraCost difference and save it to a JSON file, right? We are still doing everything in bash format, and we are utilizing InfraCost diff command, which will go to our current branch directory. It's gonna format it to JSON, and it's going to compare our source branch with the main branch that we got the output in JSON file. So basically the operation is comparing our feature branch or source branch to target branch, and it's gonna give you the difference and calculate the difference with the tool itself. And the next thing, one of the best part that I like about this tool is it's gonna add the cost estimation table into your Azure repo pull request in the description. By utilizing InfraCost command, it's gonna take the file itself, it's gonna access to your Azure repository with your path token or system access token if you're using. It's gonna take the pull request ID of the current pull request, it's gonna take the repo URL, and it's gonna update the pull request commit. The next thing is it's gonna do some changes, some updates on the InfraCost cloud itself, which is basically enterprise version of this tool. You can see every details from their dashboards, pull request updates, everything. And the next thing is basically it's gonna run the InfraCost on default branch and update the InfraCost cloud. The fourth step of this project is enforcing branch policies and giving some permissions to the account for pull request commands. First of all, we need to give contributor access to our Azure pipeline build service so it can update our pull request commands. But to do that, please go to your project settings, and on the left side under repos, you need to go to the repositories and you need to go to the security tab of your repository. You will see under users, you will see a build service like mine, and you need to make sure that your contribute permission is allowed for this service, so your pipeline can automatically update your pull request command. After doing this, we need to make sure that we are setting a branch policy on your main branch or master branch to make sure our pipeline will get automatically triggered upon pull request. How to do that is you need to go to your main branch, click on three dots, and you will see a branch policies tab over here. You need to click on it and you will basically see a page like mine. You need to go to the policies tab of this page and you will see a build validation tab. You need to click on plus and you need to select your build pipeline. You can put some path filters if you want to filter the paths of the changes, and you should be good. The next thing will be I need to show you guys the pipeline itself that I have. I will put every detail in the description. You can check out the article so you can copy the code. You don't need to write it from scratch. Basically, my pipeline is using Ubuntu latest VM image. It's gonna use Ubuntu agents. My first stage is Terraform plan. It's gonna do Terraform install and do Terraform plan. Obviously Terraform init before the plan. I hard-coded the values for the demo's sake, but normally please don't do this. Don't hard-code anything. You want to reuse this pipeline for multiple environments, right? So you can utilize better approaches for this. And after my plan, I see that what's gonna be happening, right? So it's time for my InfraCost tool. As we explained before, it's gonna clone my branches, it's gonna do the comparison, and it will update my pull request command at the end. Then afterwards, I have a small manual validation task which will stop and wait for validation. After validation is done, it's gonna continue with the Terraform apply, which will deploy everything if approved. So let's see how this is working, right? Let me go to my pull request. I'm gonna create a new pull request here. I wanna do new pull request. I wanna select my feature branch, which is new AKS cluster, into main, and I can see that in the files I am basically adding a new AKS Kubernetes, Azure Kubernetes cluster with some configurations, right? So this is obviously a new change, new resource, but I don't know how much it will cost me. So what I want to do, I want to create my pull request, and I'm going, as you guys know, the Terraform pipeline will get triggered automatically and will be attached to my PR here. This is one of the requirements for my PR to be merged. If this pipeline is successful, it will get merged. If not, I cannot merge my code unless I bypass the policy for some reason. And if I click on my pipeline, I can see that it's running right now. It has 3 stages: Terraform plan, InfraCost, and Terraform apply. We're just waiting for the pipeline. I want to touch on that there is no commands here yet in the pull request. I didn't do anything. We're waiting for pipeline to do that for us. So our Terraform plan is done. I can check out the Terraform plan and I can see that there are 6 new resources to deploy into my environment. Some of them are resource groups, some of them are subnet, some of them are virtual networks, my AKS cluster. So I know that there are free, which are basically resource groups, subnets are free, but my AKS is not free, obviously. And you guys can see that our cost prediction stage only took 21 seconds, which is pretty fast. And I see that I have a couple tasks: InfraCost setup. It's gonna check out the base branch, it's gonna generate the InfraCost estimate baseline, it's gonna do the difference, which is comparison, and it's gonna post the pull request command. I'm really excited for this. And as you guys can see, it says create new command, and I can either click on this link and go there, or I can check out my pull request, which is amazing, right? Which is definitely as I'm using my user, because I'm using my path token, it basically did the update from my account, but you don't want to do this in your organization, so make sure you are using system access token for it. And I can see that my monthly estimate increased by 150 Canadian dollars, right? I can see my project, I can see my baseline, I can see my new monthly cost, but what if I want to see the details of this? You can see there's an estimate details button. When I click on it, it's going to expand my code and it's going to tell me what consumes, what will cost how much to me. I can see that my instance usage, which is Linux with the standard D2 V2 SKU, will cost me $141, and my operating system disk will cost me $9. And it's going to tell me there were 3 free resources and 3 were estimated. In total, I have 6 resources deployed, which we checked in our plan, which is amazing. It's showing me the details like what component of my resource will cost how much, which is like amazing for me. And the new like other feature of this tool is basically it has FinOps policies in it, right? It's giving me some suggestions upon reviewing my code. It says, InfraCost report, please consider fixing these issues. They don't align with your company's FinOps policies and the well architecture framework. So I can see these are my mistakes or missing parts. I need to fix these, which will basically enhance and improve your workflow and the company's infrastructure. And that's all. This is how you set up and utilize this amazing tool, which will help observing your cloud infrastructure cost before deploying anything to your infrastructure. Of course, you can do more on top of this, automating stuff more, sending emails, doing this and that. But I believe InfraCost has enterprise version, which has very unique, comprehensive features such as dashboards, emails, reports, which I just mentioned in there. But I didn't have any chance to try them out. But shout out to InfraCost people. Maybe they can give me a chance to try that and make a video about it. Why not? I hope this project and video was helpful for you. Please follow me for more videos about DevOps, cloud, and much more. See you in the next video.